Great. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. My name is Reina Ruiz. I am a teacher trainer from Venezuela, and I'm happy to be here. I am also an alumni from the leadership from the U, and I am Ventiso's first vice president, and I am the coordinator and founder of Talented Children, a program that I am going to share with you. Super excited to be here and share my experience. The first thing that I like to do is for you to share in where you are, your location. And I want you to participate in this poll that I have created for you. You just have to enter this address, pollev.com/Reina789, and you can select the part of the where you are enjoying this conference from. I'd like to take 2 minutes to see where you guys are. I know some people already said that we have participants from Argentina, but let's see who else is around. Give you 2 minutes to enter to this poll and participate. I'd like to know the audience, and I'm fascinated with this event because it's a great opportunity to grow together. This pandemic has brought a lot of challenges for English teachers and teachers around the world, and thanks to that, we're closer than ever, and we have the chance to share our experiences and our challenges and all the things that we are doing now to cope with COVID-19. So I'm very grateful to be here and share with you all this information. Well, if maybe this is taking a little bit long, you can also write on the chat. I invite you to write on the chat. I'm going to take a moment to look at the chat to see where you guys are. Let me see. Oh, hello from Peru. Thank you, Fernando.
You
Who
can also
else
say
is
the city
around?
you're
You're
connected.
right. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Mariana from Argentina. Awesome. So it's great that there are different teachers from Latin America in watching this presentation and also learning about the program for talented children. So I'm going to start my presentation with talking to you a little bit about English program for talented children is and how it began. Okay, let's start. So first of all, this is a non-profit program that benefits children with talent, well in this case, musical talents, in the learning process of acquiring this foreign language, which is English. And this program started as a community service program from UPL, which is the place where I work, the university where I work. And it was inspired by the Access Micro Scholarship Program from the US Embassy. Unfortunately, we are not developing this program with the alliance of the US Embassy in Venezuela due to the political crisis that we are facing nowadays. But still, these 3 years, we have experienced a great opportunity, and the program started as a 2-year program, as the Access program. But during these first years, we realized that the crisis in our country was too huge, and it was a lot to ask for the parents and the children to be engaged in the program or committed years. So we have to decrease the timing to 1 year. So since 2009, we've been working for 1 hour for our program, and children are offered more than 200 academic hours. And I'm going to show you what kind of activities we provide for our children. And over these last 3 years, we have benefited over 150 children that belong to the orchestra system in Maturin. And in our program, we have 65 talented children that belong to the orchestra system. They receive free English lessons, recreational activities, meaningful academic experiences. And before the pandemic, our challenges were different. We were facing a challenge of transportation because children had to walk to our campus facility to be able to have the lessons. And some of them were doing this on an empty stomach. So it was a big challenge for us. And thanks to the alliance with different organizations such as Venezuelan Engagement Foundation Group in Canada, they started receiving donations for school supplies, refreshments, and transportation. So we make sure that kids would arrive on time to our lessons and that they had some refreshment to be able to just focus on learning and not on the fact that they were hungry. So in all our classes before the pandemic, they were receiving this benefit, and also during our recreation activities, have two meals, breakfast and lunch, so they could focus on the activity and enjoy. And so it was a great benefit for all of them. Our students, as I said before, they belong to the orchestra system. They play different instruments, violin, viola, the cello, instruments. And also there are some students that are singers as well. So it's a very rich group, and they are all very talented. But it is very hard for them to access to learning English because it's too expensive to learn English in our country. And nowadays, due to the crisis that we are experiencing, because Venezuela is experiencing a huge economic, social, and political. And due to this, many educators and many professionals, the political turmoil, and they have, traveled to different countries like Peru and Argentina, Chile, to look for new opportunities to have a better life. The education system suffered this. So in many in Venezuela, the English class was because they don't have a teacher, or because the teacher that they have is not really into teaching. So we realized that this was an issue. So these kids are receiving this benefit thanks to the need that emerged during the crisis. Our teachers of the pre that are students from UPEL Maturin, which is the place where I work. So as I told you before, the program started as a community service program. So these students, they finished their community service, they felt the need to continue because they are highly sensitive and committed, and also because something changed in them. Their vision of education and their vision of learning changed, and they felt the need to continue growing, to continue helping others, which is a great thing for our society and for our country. Now I'd like to our mission. The mission of this program is to create educational spaces of excellence that enables the formation of underprivileged children and adolescents with artistic, sports, and scientific talent, with the purpose of promoting their abilities through the learning of the English language. So as I said before, this crisis has struck us in different ways. Venezuela, before the pandemic, was also facing a lot of difficulties, a lot of challenges. So before the pandemic, we were facing difficulties such as constant blackouts, no some areas, no access to internet, food shortage, high cost of food and medicine, um, high crisis in also security. So there was a lot going on before the pandemic. So now with the pandemic, we have faced new challenges. So maybe in another country and in a more stable country, this kind of program is smoother. I mean, can be developed smoother. But in Venezuela, it's even more difficult to be able to create something so meaningful for many children and for many pre-service teachers. And these are our values. I like to share with you these values: resilience, solidarity, responsibility, integrity, teamwork, and engagement. These are some of the values that represent our program. I'd like to make clear and emphasize that these values are not just taught in a class. Values are transversal access for all the program. So they are taught throughout the whole program with every single act that we perform because it is very challenging. And I think that kids perceive all the effort that we put to create to present them with new opportunities, to create this wonderful space where they can grow, where they can feel that they belong, and where they can explore talents. The activities that we developed in our program before the pandemic were very diverse. We were having face-to-face classes weekly, and we had recreational activities once a month or every 2 months. And also we had academic demonstrations where students could participate and demonstrate the things that they have learned. During our face-to-face classes and recreational activities, our students engaged in activities that are related to task and problem solving, where they can work in groups and find solutions to situations, have to share their ideas, where they have to analyze, they have to participate to be able to learn. So all of these activities are part of the program, and there is, which is very special for us because it's our social responsibility activity. In this activity where they go to a church and they teach English to two that belong to a nutritional recovery program which is called Vivero. And these small children, 3, 5 years, they these other kids with so much love. They teach them how to draw, they teach them how to sing, and they teach them English words, English expressions. So it's very nice to see them playing with these kids and feeling the commitment to be able to help others. Before this, all these activities represent the values that we teach through our program and that we foster in our program. Now, all of these activities are focused on protecting students' talents and offering them the spaces to grow, to have a environment than the one that they see every day in their community. Due to COVID, we have to face different challenges. We were forced to stop our face-to-face classes, and our biggest challenge was inclusion. We needed to find ways to reach out our students in spite of the limitations. I'm going to take a short break to see what are your limitations. What kind of limitations due to the pandemic? I'd like to read you on the chat those limitations that you have nowadays. What limitations do you find? Okay, limited internet connection. Thank you, Tatiana. what other limitations you face to create more possibilities for your students? What is it that is so hard? You got connectivity issues. Almost 50% of students drop out. It's very difficult. The inclusion part during COVID-19, because many students do not have, well, students and teachers don't have a good connection to internet, and so it makes it more difficult to keep in touch with them, to keep them engaged, to keep them motivated to continue their learning process. Establishing rapport with the students. Thank you, Antonieta. Yes, yeah, because in a face-to-face environment, it's very easy. It's very easy, but it's easier to establish rapport, to make that connection. The emotional part is easier than during these kind of situations where you don't have a face-to-face interaction. And my students do not have computers, cell phones, or laptops. Okay, very good. Thank you so much for sharing, because this is something that is also like our situation. Many of our students do computers or cell phones or even laptops. Okay, so these are the limitations of our students. Thank you so much for participating. It was amazing to your answers. Thank you so much. Our limitations are pretty similar. Limited access to steady internet connection, and for some students, no connection at all. And also, students do not have a digital device at home to connect to the activities, for example, a cell phone or a computer or laptop, or some do not have any of the two. So it was very difficult to include all the students. We didn't want to leave one aside from the experience of learning English. So we decided that we create an action plan that was going to address the needs of all the group, the needs of all the students. So we decided to create subgroups, a Google Classroom, and also a radio program, a broadcast show to teach English. And from this slide ahead, I am going to share with you what was our experience and how students benefited from all this action plan. Well, WhatsApp is a tool that many people use to stay in touch with their friends and to send messages, and we found a great tool to keep our students engaged and motivated. Okay, because WhatsApp, one of the characteristics that this that it's focused on interaction. So through WhatsApp, we have the ability to content, text, videos, images to homework, and allow discussion threads. This is something that you can do on, let's say, virtual classroom, but in here you have to do it, let's say, manually, and you have the ability to have live session if possible. We cannot do that because of the limited access to internet, but if possible, you can do it with some students, and you have the ability to create assignments, announcements, and the students can upload this easily. And through WhatsApp, it's very useful because you can develop all language skills: speaking, listening, reading. Here you have an example that we created for our children. In this case, we were asking for a homework. In this homework, we were requesting for them to create an image that represented a sentence that they have. So as you can see, they had the opportunity to present these sentences in different ways. They were able to create different images, different pictures that represented what they were thinking and what was meaning. So I think it is a wonderful to keep students engaged, to keep them motivated, and to keep them focused on learning. So through WhatsApp, you can send audio, and in this way, students also continue participating in the program. The second part that I want to share with you is that we created a Google Classroom. And Google Classroom allows you to have a strong collaborative focus. It allows students to work and to connect to different Google apps. For example, they can connect to Google Docs, to Google Drive, to quizzes through Google Form, and so it is, and also Google Slides. So it's very easy to connect all these apps if we use Google Classroom. So we used each of these strategies with different students according to their access to internet, their access to digital device. So few students were able to experience the whole Google Classroom, but we try to make it meaningful as well through WhatsApp and also through the radio program. But in this case, through Google Classroom, you have the ability announcements to make live changes to assignments. It can be used for discussion threads that are very useful for sharing ideas. And also you have the ability to share links. You can embed links, post images, videos, and you have access to this through a phone as well, because Google Classroom is also an app, and it allows collaboration between students and teachers. And grading is very easy because it is automatic. So you can have all the information from your students in an automatic way. And the conferences are possible through Google Meet, which is an awesome tool. It's free and it's wonderful to meet with your virtual classes. And also you can develop all the skills. You can develop speaking, listening, reading, and writing through Google Classroom. And you can also provide feedback to students. You can see what they're doing. You can stay engaged to them in the feel that the teacher is there with them. Now I want to share with you in this project, the children had to record a short video mentioning their hobbies and 2 sentences using comparative adjectives. And it's very important that you see that we all have a lot of tools, so they really feel that we care, that we understand that it's difficult to learn through digital devices. So we try to give them enough information when we give them instructions. So I'm going to play, I hope this goes through, to play this video. So let me know if it works, Tatiana.
Hello, my name is Camille.
It works.
Drawing people is funnier than playing sports. Drawing people is more interesting than collecting cards. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Felix and my hobby is singing. Singing is more interesting than drawing people. Playing sports is funnier than. Thanks for listening.
Wonderful. So as you can see, are also participating.
Hello,
I mean, they're,
my name is...
sorry, it went again. So students are participating and they are collaborating in these projects, and they have. So in spite of all these limitations, we can also create opportunities for our students, and they are excited to participate and create all this material. The last, let's say, action plan strategy that we created was a broadcast class. This was a huge because we did on broadcasting, but we looked for all the help that we could, and we designed a program that was going to be transmitted through a radio station in our hometown, which is very innovative because in our hometown, nobody else is having an educational program through the radio. So it was very interesting to connect to the students that didn't have any access to internet or any access to digital devices. So they could use their phones, I mean the normal line phone that they have landline in their houses, to contact teachers and to participate during the class through the radio. So we had a 1 week class for those students, and the different activities related to the broadcasted program were posted through our social media, because this program is not only for our students but also for kids from the city that belong to the program, but they were interested in learning English and to learn more expressions, more vocabulary in the English language. So the aim for this program was to create mental images through the class, which is very difficult to do through the radio, but we managed to do it, create meaningful things that people could relate to, so listeners could meaningfully relate to the topic, and they could find the mental image that they need to relate to the English word or the English expression that we were aiming to teach. So for us, this was an amazing experience where we could this let's say learning and teaching to everyone is amazing. As you can see, our Instagram account, and we were posting the activities that were related to the program. If you go to our Instagram account, you are going to find a lot of information about this, because even though the program for the children that didn't have access to internet or digital devices, we found a new population of people that wanted to learn English, many children that wanted to learn English, but they found us through the radio. And then they were connected to us through Instagram, which is an awesome tool to stay in touch with students as well. So far, I have explained all the things that we have done, but what about our methodology? I mean, how do we work? Why are students so engaged? Well, actually, our classes are student-centered. We try to in solving problem situations and where they have to participate. They feel engaged. They feel the need to participate. The classes are meant for them to have tasks to solve with their classmates, where they have to get involved in these activities. The students work in teams, they cooperate, they fulfill these tasks, and among the students that we have in a classroom are always around 15, because we don't have classes. We have fewer students, so we have a lot of attention to each of them. And in our classrooms, we have usually three teachers that are part of the community service program. So the students have special attention, and they receive all the information that they need. And as I said at the beginning of the presentation, values are taught and reinforced throughout all the activities that we perform. And the vision that we have is focused on a formative assessment. We pay attention to the things that the children are successful in, and we pay attention to the things that they can do. That they are struggling with, we try to give support, but we vision that children have to build their process and the progress as well. So we want to motivate them that they are building their progress. So our evaluations or assessment are into the formative one. So we are able to take evidence on the things that we need and make decisions, right decisions that will benefit all of the children. Now, well, what are the results from all of these things that I have shared with you so far? Well, students' autonomy is bigger now, and we are focused on the academics of students. They are very successful in the program, and they are less dependent on the teacher. So so they have more autonomy to decide what they want to do and how they want products. And through our program, the children have developed these values, democratic values, and also the 21st century skills and the 4 C's: communication, critical thinking, creativity, and collaboration. Because through all these activities, we focus on these precisely. And also, we have provided for our children the possibility of getting closer to new cultures, and the possibility as well to know the difference between these two cultures, to express ideas about their own culture and the difference between the two cultures, to value that we are different and that we are both important. So it's a great opportunity to expand their vision of the world and the vision of a global community where they are growing. And to pursue excellence in learning English and also learning how to play their instrument is also an evidence of this program. And as a teacher trainer, I can see that the pre-service teachers that are involved in this program are also have a huge impact on their pedagogic practice and on their methodology, on their view of education, on their engagement to the education system, which is a huge plus to our society and to our country. Now I want to share with you some testimonies. Remember that these are kids, so they were expressing their ideas and how they felt about the program. So for some of them, they felt that the teachers of the program cared about them and that they really wanted them to learn, that it was very different. Some of them were only yelled at to stay quiet, but in the program they received a different dynamic, and the activities were meant to have fun and which is something that I think we have to recover. We need to recover that the students enjoy the process and that they enjoy learning, that they feel that learning is something good, something that they are going to be punished for. So as you can see, some of their experiences are meant to teach us that value everything we do. I mean, how small we think a resource is. Actually, all of our resources are made with reused material. For them, it's like something amazing. So do not underestimate the importance of that teacher care about the students and their learning process, because they notice and they see it and they value a lot everything you do. And well, now I would like to share a campaign that we developed recently on our social networks at Instagram. We asked students what are the values that they have learned in this program, and I want you to listen to these audios in the video that what are learned. We have more videos, but they are on our Instagram accounts. Just feel free to stop by to more of these amazing experiences and testimonies. Okay.
Hello, my name is Valencia Chile. In this program, I have learned to work as team because during activities, we help each other, we listen to each other, we interact, we give our opinions and conclude on a common idea. Thanks.
So maybe you get everything because it's. She was saying that through activities, she has received the opportunity to give her opinion and to listen to the opinion of her classmates, to make decisions, and for her, it was relevant. She made this beautiful drawing about teamwork because she thinks that in the program we are able to help each other grow. And now, students, let's see how it goes.
Hello, my name is Felix. The value that I learned in this program is respect. I apply it when I appreciate and support my teachers and classmates, taking into account that we are all important. Mutual correspondence is required, generating support and solidarity. Thank you.
Well, this one also stopped a little bit, but he was saying that he has learned how to be more respectful to everyone and to accept the differences, that we are all very important, have to respect our classmates, that he has the need to support the teachers too. So it's very beautiful we have created with these kids. I mean, and all the values that they reflect. There are more videos on internet. Please stop by, you won't regret. They're very beautiful, and their creations is something that they wanted to share with all of you. Also, I'd like to share with you this text. Last year, we asked our students to talk about their future, to dream about their future. And Santiago, this little guy, he was 10 years old last year, now he's 11, and he wrote this in English. And for me, it caught my attention that he dreams big, one. And in spite of all the situation of our country, he has big dreams. And second, we gave him the gift of expressing this dream in English, which is amazing because at our age, he is able to express his dreams so clearly and so powerfully. So I wanted to share with you his notebook and what he says here. I don't know if you see it well. He's dreaming about being a great musician. He wants to study at Juilliard. He wants to be better in English because he wants to go to the United States. He wants to go to different countries, Chile, Italy, Spain, France. And he wants to study at Juilliard School in New York and then come back to Venezuela at the end, right? So it is beautiful to see how much he loves his country and also how much he dreams. In spite of all the limitations, he has the possibility of dreaming and, hoping for the best, which is something that we need to recover. And, well, we also dream big in our program. We want to think of our future, the future of this program. Obviously, we would like to overcome more of the difficulties of our students. And to be able to do that, we would like to provide students with digital devices and access to internet. That's a big dream, but impossible. Okay, it is possible. We can do it, and it's something that we want to do. Also, we would like to digital program with the content and games of the program, so we can include that in those digital devices. That's something that we dream. And also, we would like to share with everyone, I mean, expand this program to all Venezuela and also to Latin America. I mean, if there are teachers with this vision that would like to take part on these type of programs, we would like to work with you, I mean, and work. So this vision goes beyond our small city in Venezuela. Our city is very small. You can look at it on the map. Seems like nothing's going on there, but and we are working for the children. We are very happy, very pleased to be here with you. Well, finally, I have my reflection for this presentation. First of all, I think it's a time, I mean, due to the pandemic, it's a time to create spaces where children can grow. It's our duty as teachers. I think that's part of what we have to do right now. We need to think of ways to overcome our students' limitations with creativity and resilience. As you saw in our presentation, we have a lot of limitations, but we have not stopped there. We have found ways, and if there are no ways, we create them. We are very committed to these kids, and we want to offer possibilities, serve them. I mean, our children deserve the possibilities. Now that we are growing up, I think it's our job to offer those possibilities for them. And I suggest that teachers engage in meaningful activities. Even though they are through digital devices, they will allow students to learn not only the language but values, because we are teaching them values through all the things that we are creating for them. And just be open to differentiate. I show you through this presentation. We are assisting our students in different environments because we want to include everyone. And the time to be more inclusive, teachers need to do that as part of their role in education. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you for being here, for coping with the presentation during this time. Wow, it's almost time to finish. So I am the question section for anyone with questions or comments. I invite you to participate.
Oh, Reina, it has been such an inspiring presentation. I just wanted to, give me a second. Here, I hear some background noise. Okay, I think that I muted you by mistake. Ooh, okay, there you go. Can you unmute yourself, please? Yeah,
Okay,
great.
I'm here.
Okay,
Hello, hello.
I was telling you that it has been such an inspiring presentation because, first, this started as a volunteering program, right? And it has grown so much
Yeah.
and it has reached so many people, and you have done an amazing work despite the COVID thing. Like, you have reached some other channels of communication, which was radio, WhatsApp, and Google Classroom. And I found that amazing because it's not like, okay, I have a problem and I don't know how to solve it. There are no devices, but you found solutions into that way. So I think it's amazing. My question would be like, what were the initial steps that you took as a group, like to make this project start? Like, did you have some guidelines, maybe a schedule about how were going to be the sessions, or like what topics were you covering, what materials were you going to use? Like, you can give us some further detail about that.
I've always said that this program began with, we've been constructing this program as we go, okay? It's not advisable. Please, it's better to have something established first. But I mean, it began to grow, and then it was like we had to go for it, right? But we started first making contacts with the alliances. We had to establish a contact with the orchestra system to find the students. We had to meet with parents to tell them what we were going to do and what was the plan. The project itself was developed as a community service program because they were teaching English. I mean, in my program, they were teaching English to different. They only assist for 1 month or 2 months, and then they went to a different area. So what I wanted, one group that would receive the benefit for the 2 years. So different groups of community service were going to work with them. So we designed the different levels. We designed 4 levels in which students were going to be taught based from just present, introducing yourself, family. So all these topics that are necessary for a basic English level, we developed. We didn't use a book. Make meaningful lessons. We used the guidance, the common framework of reference to see what are the topics and levels that we have. So we decided to center on the A1, A2, and we took some of the topics from there, and we designed our own activities, our own resources but we were working in the process. It was not something that we had ready before the beginning of the program. Now we have everything more. I mean, the logistics. I mean, it's been 3 years, so the logistics now is more. It's very well established and more organized. But at the beginning, we had a lot to do because it was growing exponentially. Were getting involved, many people were participating. So it grew very fast. So we had to work a lot on those things at the beginning.
It's an amazing job, and you did it. And I really liked, the outcomes that you presented, like the guy sending you videos. And I'm eager to go to your ID account and just check everything that you have reached. Oh, that's amazing. So if the people are congratulating you
Yes.
for your great job, and yes, I want to
Oh,
take the opportunity to do the same. So if you have questions, maybe, I see that some people want also to collaborate with this. And if you have any other questions about the project,
okay.
you're welcome to do that.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for all your comments. I see a lot of congratulations. Well, thank you for your words. I am going to extend these congratulations to all the team because I am coordinating a group of teachers, which are very great teachers. They're amazing. Are here, I think, and I'm very happy to all of them. So I'm going to extend all your words, all your good thoughts to all of them.
Great. That's
Thank you.
amazing. So
Regards
I
from
would
Táchira,
like,
Venezuela.
yeah. Oh yeah, she worked in a as
Oh,
an
in spite of the crisis, you and your team are warriors. Oh, thank you, Indira. Thank you for your words. Amazing. Hey, I see a question here. Fernando
oh
Barbosa.
yeah.
How do you see the future of your project? Yeah, well, Fernando, there is a slide for that. The near future is that we are going to continue working as we are doing it now because the pandemic hit us in the middle of the school year. We were in the middle of the program. Recently, we managed to all the units or lessons that we have prepared for those kids. And also, if you would like to see the academic closure of this year, you can join us through Facebook. If you click on following us on Instagram and Facebook, you will find out the exact day where you can just link to our academic closure for these children are going to participate, they are going to play their instruments, so it's going to be super fun and you will see more of their progress. And so the near future is to the school year in November with the same methodology that I presented in this presentation, Fernando. And I strategic plan, WhatsApp group, Google Classroom, and I lost you for a minute. I lost you for a minute. Did you did you guys listen to what I said? I can't hear you, Tatiana.
Dana, we lost you. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
was the last thing I said?
You were explaining about the future and what were your expectations with the project. So maybe you can just take that back.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't realize that I got disconnected. I'm using two screens, and so you guys are on the other screen. So I was saying that so far the pandemic it hit us in the middle of our school year. Okay, so we had to finish our school year with all these strategies that I explained today. You know, the WhatsApp group, the Google Classroom, and also the broadcast radio program. And now we are going to have our academic closure pretty soon in this month, by the end of October, you can watch it because it's going to be live on Facebook, so people can watch it through the stream video that we are going to project, and in that you are going to see the progress of children, how they perform, and it's going to be awesome. So if you follow us on Instagram and to be able to watch these videos and the information live, okay? And so our idea is to continue the school year, I mean to start our school year in November for 65 children, new children, and we are going to offer the three things that I mentioned, plus also we're going to offer live sessions through Google Meets. And so the big dream and the future is to have the internet, to offer internet to children, to offer digital literacy, to offer for them tablets that they can use, where we can put all the digital material that they need so they can study in their houses. And well, while we cannot have face-to-face interactions, those are the plans that we have. Like to collaborate with other people from Latin America. So if you guys are interested, if you feel this passion, please contact us. Here you have our email address and also our accounts, our social network. You can find us and establish. Thank you so much for all your questions and words.
Yeah, great. Thanks to you, Reina. Well, we still have some 6 minutes to continue with the questions, and I have one for you. What about the feedback or the assessment specifically? First, about the assessment. Like, do you assess the children that you are teaching English to, and how is your assessment?
Okay, well, usually have two lessons, okay? And then during the third lesson, we have an assessment, okay? But before this, we have some small homeworks. So all of these are formative. They are building scaffolding learning. So in this way, when they have to present their projects, they unify all the small pieces that they have created in advance. So it's easier for them than to just present a written exam that may not all comfortable with. So we try to give them opportunities to build their own progress. And that's the vision that we share with them, that they are building their progress.
Amazing. And how do you give feedback to them?
Well, that's something that we had to learn in the process because normally in any setting, people tend to interrupt others when they give feedback. So they try to correct instantly. We learned to, take notes and have evidence of the things that we need to clarify. So when we see that students have mistakes, for example, during the class, we try to ask questions to everyone about this type of, let's say, mistake. We try to solve it together before addressing the person, and through the evaluations. For example, when we have an assessment of a project, the students, if they have some mistake, they receive feedback from the teachers, and they have the opportunity to submit again and to have a better grade. So this makes them feel more relaxed because they know that the decision is not final, that they also have the opportunity to improve and that everyone can grow. And that's what we encourage in the students, to grow, to continue growing in the process.
Wow, that's good. You have looked to the topic of making them feel comfortable from very different sides, which is awesome. It must have been a really hard job, but finally you're there. That's awesome. We don't have more
Thank you.
questions. Yeah, but well, I want to ask you more. I'm sorry, I'm making a lot of questions. What about the
Thank you, Tatiana. No, no, it's a
great? What about the role of the parents I wanted to say.
Wow, thank you so much for that question because it's super important. Well, the parents that we're working with are very committed. They're very engaged, okay? Because they people with limited resources. I mean, they live in underprivileged areas and they don't have the possibility for their children to have access to this type of education. I mean, to have, let's say, a formal English course or something like that. So they really value the fact that we are doing this for their children. And these are the type of parents that would volunteer to go with the children in the bus. They would volunteer to keep an eye on the children. They would volunteer to make food for the children. They would bring presents for all the children because they feel like those children are the brothers of their son or daughter. And they always collaborate with the things that the program needs. So for me, I mean, talking about the parents is like talking about our biggest allies because they have supported everything we have done because they value these benefits for the children. They're very grateful. And since they don't have the economic means to support the program, they do whatever they can. I mean, like whatever opportunity you offer to them to help, they will take it and they will do whatever it takes. So for us, we are very proud of them and we are very happy to work with this type of parents.
Wow, that's amazing. So it's definitely a collaborative teamwork. Like everybody's helping from their side. That's awesome. Yay. And we have one question in the
Yes,
chat. From
definitely.
Paola.
Let me see. Paola, where are you developing this project? I mean, which part of the country? Okay, we are in Maturin. I was saying, I'm going to write it here. I was saying before that Maturin is a small city in Venezuela, and it's in the east side of Venezuela. It looks like nothing is happening there, but we are working for the children, and we are very happy to be able to share this experience with you. I'm trying to open the map so I can show you where Maturin is, but maybe it's going to take a while.
We have Fernando there who was cooking. And
Hello.
listening.
Can I say a word, please? Can I say a word? Am I allowed
Yeah,
to? Well,
yeah.
first of all, Reina, you deserve a huge and an enormous applause from every one of us because you are doing great. Let's give her a
Yeah,
huge applause because your commitment is
thank you.
beyond imagination, beyond anything we can. We really admire you. So I wanted to open my camera to say that personally. As I told you before, I'm busy between the cooking and the watching, and it's going to be the whole day. But great, you are showing us the way, and keep on. I'm sure your future is going to be absolutely brilliant. So thank you so much. I just wanted to say that in person, so that's enough. Thank you. All the best for you.
Thank you, Fernando. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, Reina, you have inspired us in so many ways. And I think
That's
that
amazing.
we are very grateful and we send the best vibes. We have learned a lot from you, and we hope that this great work continues. Okay, so well, we reached to the end, and well, thanks everyone to see this. This session is going to be recorded. Don't forget to download the material. Maybe there you're going to find some useful resources there. And well, you can reach Reina anyway, so you can talk to her and write to her through Instagram or maybe through the email she shared. Okay, thanks to you, Reina. It was an amazing session. I loved it.
Thank you, Tati. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tatiana. You are very helpful.
Okay. So see you guys. Bye bye. Go to the networking and stuff. Bye.
Bye
We
bye.
will.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tati. Thank you, Reina.
Thanks to you, Fernando. Bye bye.